So I wanted to celebrate my new book, which is available via Amazon, either as an ebook or a book, and talk about some of the tips that I can offer you as a tarot professional. Often clients will come to me and they want clear answers. They want guarantees. And that's fine. I get that. I'm after that myself quite often with the cards. But I'm not looking for guaranteed answers or, 100% this is what's going to happen. I'm looking for two things in the cards. I mean, the very first thing I'm doing, as I've already mentioned, is I'm checking my client is able to process the information, because I take the mental health of my client very, very seriously. The second thing I'm doing, and I'm just going to demonstrate by looking at myself, whatever area the client is asking about, work, education, relationship with parents, relationship with a loved one, I am trying to understand the past and the present before I will ever look at the future. Because by understanding the past, you can get a client to verify it, and that's really important. By looking at the present, you can give practical advice, because if the future's not fixed, why wouldn't you? And then by the time you've done both of those things, you should be fairly confident that the future you're picking up on is the most likely future. And I always phrase it like that because I don't believe the future's fixed. So let's have a look at the journey of my business. Let's get a feel. Where did I start? Temperance. I mean, I started because I love tarot, and building a business around tarot allowed me to enjoy tarot even more, very much so. I would be honest, and I would say even when I started my business, which is roughly 10 years ago now, even then I was aware that my marriage had difficulties, that my husband was quite controlling, and that it would be useful to have an independent income. That was definitely there. It would be the Hanged Man. The honest truth is, I started my tarot business as a way of avoiding teaching shamanism. That backfired, because one of my first tarot students, he got the Hanged Man in a reading. It was an in-person workshop, and I can still remember standing, looking over his shoulder, and he said, "I can get all the other cards, but can't get this damned hangman." And I thought to myself, yeah, I know what that is. And sure enough, at the end of the workshop, he said, right, we need to talk about the shamanics because I want to know more. So I started this to avoid the shamanics. That really resonates with me very strongly. Where am I now? And looking for advice. So whatever area my client has asked for, the chances are I will probably do this spread. The Fool. I do feel like I'm having a new beginning. I've really enjoyed writing actually my third book. So I do have the little booklet on runes as well. I'm really enjoying mentoring. Oh, I love mentoring. I feel like this is a new start. I feel very proud that 10 years in, I'm making a good living and I'm supporting my family. And there is my family. I feel really proud of what I've achieved. But actually my children, when I started, my youngest was 5. Now he's 15. Eldest is 20. They're becoming young adults. And I feel that my business will expand and change as my family life expands and changes. So this really resonates with me to be proud of how much I've achieved and the stable income I've created, to continue to enjoy my wonderful relationship with my children, but to be more open to new opportunities. I can afford to take more of a risk now that my children are becoming more independent. And the Queen of Swords. Now, this is a business reading. So the Queen of Swords can often be a single or a divorced woman. I'm aware my divorce comes through this week. But I actually think that the Queen of Swords can also be an author, because it is the swords and that is for writing. At the moment, I am very committed to writing my tarot correspondence course. It's taking a lot of my time because I thought my tarot book was in depth. The tarot correspondence course is mightily in depth compared to that, but I am loving writing it. Once I've finished my tarot correspondence course, then I'm going to write the 4th book. The 7 of Swords is about taking a risk. It's a bit about blue sky thinking. It's about being original and being different. I think there's going to need to be a time when I blend the tarot and the runes. I haven't done that yet. I have created a rune card set, which I'll be selling from October. I think there needs to be some blending there of the shamanics, the tarot and the runes. And I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to being more playful. That's what the writing will allow me to do. Client work, I love. I will never stop doing client work. But you can't be playful with client work because you have to be fully present for the person. Card at the bottom of the pack, the 8 of Cups. I feel a change in my business. I feel that I'm in the process of moving more into writing, being more original, being more playful. I can feel that. So that really resonates. So that is what I will. The first thing I do with a client is I check in. Where are they? How are they feeling? I get a handle of it. Then whatever they're asking about, I will usually try and understand the past, the present, and look to the future. And the one thing I'm looking for in every single reading is what I call the win-win solution. Many clients will book in and they will say things like, I don't know whether I should stay in my existing job for another couple of years or look to move on now. My marriage feels like it's come to the end. Should I give it another go or do I call it quits and move on? Many people come to me at a crossroads moment and they're looking for sort of an A or a B. The one thing I look for throughout the reading is what can my client take away and bring into their life or focus on, that whatever happens, whatever the outcome is, they will be glad they did. And I'm just going to do an example here. I'm looking for this throughout the reading. I'm collating the different cards in my head. But I will often do a couple of 3-card readings asking about this as well. And I'm going to ask now with my business, whatever I do, whether I move into creating a tarot deck, I thoroughly enjoyed making my rune card deck, whether I dive deep into writing my next book, whether I create I know several people have asked me to teach the shamanic sides more. I don't know is the answer. I know I want to write more. But I don't know what I want my focus to be next after the tarot correspondence course. So I'm asking the cards, regardless of the outcome, that's the important bit, regardless of the outcome, how can I best spend my time when it comes to business focus? Okay, so building communities, building groups, not my natural habitat, if I'm honest. One of the reasons I like YouTube is I just kind of sit here and forget anyone's ever going to watch it. I am a bit of a loner. I am an introvert, despite what people may think. Sometimes people think I'm an extrovert. I'm not. But group work. And although it's not my natural habitat, I have to say the connections that I've met in person, the connections that I've made actually here on YouTube, through social media, through my Zoom workshops, they make all the difference. So focusing on my workshops, I have rune workshops, tarot workshops, the group workshops. The Nine of Cups is about pausing. I think it is time to reset my vision and to remember why I'm doing this and what I love the most. And then to take this bold move. So a feeling that before I decide what the bold move is, to really enjoy the connections, the friendships, the community, to remember emotionally why I'm doing this, and then to look for the bold move that takes me out of my comfort zone. And justice, I'll get what I deserve, but also I think connections to past life, which is probably going to be more the runes than the tarot maybe. And I will be doing this little reading often throughout a spread, just popping in there. So what do you need to know right now? What do you need to do right now? What can the main focus for you be right now? And what I'm asking the cards is, regardless of outcome, what can my client do that is the very best for them? Because we can all get very, very focused on outcome. And bringing it back to the present moment can be a wonderful gift, both for myself, and it is something I apply to myself, and for my clients.